The racing world and beyond is tonight mourning the passing of legendary trainer Bart Cummings. He was known as the Cup's king, but today Bart's family said it best. His final moments were spent with his family and wife of 61 years, Val May, with whom he celebrated their anniversary on Friday. For Bart, aged 87, this was a fitting end. A husband, father, grandfather, a master trainer and a larger-than-life figure.
Laconic and dry as the Simpson Desert, Bart Cummings was a trainer like no other. His personality on the track and off drew people to the sport of kings.
I've met all sorts of characters, some real characters too, but in all they've did me little or no harm, so I'm pleased it's turned out as it has.
Despite being allergic to horses and hay, James Bartholomew Cummings was born to be a trainer. His father was one, and young Bart had an uncanny eye for the X factor in horseflesh.
You put on Bart Cummings' colours, the green and gold. It was, you just felt like, you were in heaven.
If ever anybody deserved the mantle of genius, it's Bart Cummings.
They're all set for the 30,000 Cup.
7 years after gaining his trainer's licence, Bart won his first Melbourne Cup in 1965, when Light Fingers finished in front of stablemate Zaima.
A dead heat between Zaima and Light Fingers.
But today, Light Fingers steals the limelight and the Cup.
The foundation had been made for a glorious career. A trainer's premiership followed, and so did wins in the Adelaide, Caulfield, Sydney and Brisbane Cups, Cox Plates and Golden Slipper. But it was the Melbourne Cup that would define him as a trainer.
Golden Black will win the Cup. Golden Black has won it from Reckless.
He had a fantastic innate sense about horses, and that came out in his training.
This is how Bart's Melbourne Cup honour roll read. Horses made famous by his touch. A record never to be seriously challenged.
I was very lucky. I had the right horses, pleasant people to work for, to support me in the ownerships, and I bought horses that turned out bargain buys, and I think all these things helped to make a good career.
On moving to Sydney in 1975, Bart established Leilani Lodge and became homes to names like Kingston Rule, Let's Elope, Saintly and Rogan Josh, and the boom cult So You Think.
And So You Think has bolted in the Cox Plate.
As a person and as a trainer, and the impact he's had on not just horse racing, but as I said, Australian culture, it'll live forever.
Bart was a true icon. Everything that one envisaged with success, Bart was able to do. It's great, with great sadness that we hear of his departure.
The champion trainer with the bushy eyebrows and thick wavy hair was a people's champion.
We groom the horses every day. I groom myself, I suppose, at their age. The horses never lose their hair either. I'm like a horse.
His interviews were short on verbal and quick on endearing wit, like the time he was asked how his grandsons were going at training.
In 10 years I'll be better.
But success also has another bedfellow. And in the high-flying 80s, Bart spent millions on horses, much of it for tax minimisation syndicates. The recession hit and Bart went to the wall.
On the racecourse I'm not a loser, but in the business world these blokes are a bit too smart for me, I believe.
Bart's recuperative powers saw him soldier on. He regrouped with the help of wealthy Malaysian businessman Dato Tan Shin Man, and from a near-death training experience, found horses like Saintly and Viewed in 2008, who gave him his 12th Melbourne Cup victory. From being on the verge of oblivion, Bart won another 5 Melbourne Cups. His place in Australian racing folklore setting a benchmark that's way out there in the stratosphere.